going to be going over a different sort of video today and how we can use the DR model with market structure to create a trade idea. So as you can see from Euro USD yesterday, we got continuation model, which is what I've named it. So we've used structure, understanding there's a breaker structure, protected low, and the OTE model. However, we'll start from the 1 hour to understand why we were looking for upwards continuation on the higher time frame, and then look to the DR model, how it was in an upwards expansion, and then we'll follow down to the 5 minute and then the 1 minute for the entry. So as you can see, we've been in a range for Euro USD this week. No significant highs created, all failed to close above on the 1 hour. This is more of my higher time frame intraday. We can either look, we've got the H4, the daily, so we understand their biases. But when I want to see an intraday move, I'm looking at the H1 and then the 5 minute for the DR model. So as we can see, we've got H1 failed to close on Tuesday, pushes up into Wednesday morning, didn't catch anything in here. We've got the protected internal low because we have a internal market structure shift. So pull back down the leg. Move on to the 5 minute. As you can see in Asia, we have a range expansion. I was looking to see if I could buy if price broke this low. However, it didn't. It was respected. And this created a market structure shift. There we are. So we did have this here. However, when I'm looking for any sort of continuation model, I want to see the displacement of the candle. And when it did here, it didn't close. It saw a displacement on the 5 minute, however, it was too quick and came back up. And I didn't catch the long there, which would have been valid. Instead, we came into here, we came into London session where we've got the ODR formed. We then see the break above to cause the upwards expansion. We then create a protected low in here as we have a breaker structure here to the upside. Mark that off. That becomes the previous protected low, which is the ADR low or the London DR session low. Then we create a breaker structure. So this now becomes the protected low that we're working with. When we have this displacement of the candle here and it closes below, we then see what the OTE is providing. We like to look in between the 0.62 and the 0.79 on the 5 minute chart. So when we've got this confirmation here, we go into the M1. Because I don't want to take a risk entry and potentially get taken out and the protected low being valid or a liquidity sweep to go up, I then wait for price to confirm that it wants to protect or be respecting the low. It comes up, and when it closes just above the 0.62, which was here, I look for a buy. However, when price opened, it caused a jump and I wasn't quick enough to get in as soon as it closed. However, we did get in around here. I do have the broker statement below, so if you just want to see that. So then when we get to this here, we take a market execution for the entry. We're then looking to see price take this high here. And this is where we'll break even. I know it's not a high risk to reward where we're going to break even. However, we know that this low should then be protected on the lower time frames. And potentially because of the length we've gone up or the prices pushed up in the morning, we do have potential for the left side to have a reaction. So when we're around here, we have this massive upwards impulse, which is quite lucky that where we have our take profit, because it was 108,379. However, it does take me out at 108,382, which I'll put it down again if you want to see. So then that is the 2R, because the continuation model for me is it's not going to be a high risk to reward because we're looking at the 5 minute structure. We're pushing back to 0.62. So when it breaks structure, it's going to only be a 1 to 1.2, 1.3 risk to reward. But that's just too small for me. It's not even worth taking the risk. I want a minimum of 1.2, 1 to 2, sorry, like I've mentioned on the first video. So there you are. Protected low, create of new structure, break of structure, push back to the OTE, have a candle close above the OTE on the 1 minute from the 5 minute optimal trade entry, which you use the Fibonacci tool to do. And then you push up, break even on the previous high or low if it was going to be a short, and then 2-hour target. So I hope this has been helpful and you can use this in your trading. Thank you. Bye.